Well, the weather has finally broken, and we're back here on Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater. Mariella is back with us again, enjoying this fall weather, are we?
Oh, I am. I love it. It's finally cooled down enough where when I fly, my wings aren't getting a little overheated. So it's a little nice.
All right. Well, we're starting our legacy of horror movies for the October season. It's not quite October yet, but we're getting there. Of course, if you are watching Tuesday at 3 o'clock, it is over. So very good.
Came fast.
It did kind of. It took forever, and then all of a sudden it was here.
Yeah.
But thank God, great temperatures, pumpkin displays everywhere, decorated houses. We love those Halloween houses, by the way.
I've seen a lot of them.
Right, they're already popping up. And you know what's great about that is people that normally never do any sort of artwork at all, suddenly you get the creative urge because of Halloween. I think that's one of the blessings of the season, I do.
Oh, absolutely. It brings out a lot of community within the...
Right, I love the homemade stuff the best, though. And
of
course, the Haunted Manor at Jerry Smith's Pumpkin Farm is now operational, and we're out there at 7150 18th Street. We're going to be doing some shooting out there and perhaps some musical events, so you want to stay tuned to all information about the Jerry Smith Pumpkin Farm. It's going to be a great season. Anyway, well, we don't quite have a vampire movie for you to kick this off, but we do have Bela Lugosi in one of the finest early horror films of the 30s, and that would be White Zombie, as obviously inspiration for somebody's band name later on. Bela Lugosi did this. He turned down Frankenstein and opted to play in White Zombie, and he is just unbelievable, unparalleled actor, and he proves it very well in tonight's feature. And it's a definitely strange movie, and well, you know, the thing is, if you're in love with a beautiful girl, don't introduce her to Bela Lugosi. Oh, the ladies love that vampire, don't they?
No, they do.
It's a great performance, and White Zombie is a sure classic to kick off the October season. So why don't you get right into it? White Zombie on Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater. Bela Lugosi is in the house.
Looks like a burial.
In the road? Driver, what is it?
It's a funeral, mademoiselle. They're afraid of the men who steal dead bodies. So they dig the grave in the middle of the road, where people pass all of the time.
Well, that's a cheerful introduction for you to our West Indies.
Do you know where is the house of Monsieur Beaumont? Zombie! Allez vite! Allez!
It's got like hands clutching me.
Why did you drive like that, you fool? We might have been killed.
Worse than that, monsieur. We might have been caught.
Caught? By whom? Those men you spoke to?
They are not men, monsieur. They are dead bodies.
Dead?
Yes, monsieur. Zombies. The living dead. Corpses taken from their graves. Or made to work in sugar mills and fields at night. Look! Here they come!
Look. Look.
Excuse me, please. Have you got a match? Did I frighten you? I'm sorry. I'm ugly enough, I suppose.
No, it wasn't you. Something happened back on the road there. We stopped to speak to some men. Our driver told us they weren't men at all. He said they were corpses. Corpses? Surely you don't believe it, do you?
No. Well, I don't know. Haiti is full of nonsense and superstition. They're always mixed up with a lot of mysteries that turn your hair gray. I've been a missionary here for, 30 years, and at times I don't know what to see. Come, let's go in the house.
Oh, yes.
Huh?
Come, dear.
Is Mr. Beaumont in?
You're expected, Dr. Bruner.
Yes, I've been sent for to marry someone. Maybe, oh, yes, excuse me. How long is it that you know Mr. Beaumont?
Oh, only a few days. Madeline introduced him on the docks in Port-au-Prince.
And you?
I met him on the ship coming from New York. He was very kind during the voyage.
Oh, Madeline and I planned to be married the moment she arrived, but Mr. Beaumont persuaded us to come here. He promised to take me out of the bank at Port-au-Prince and send me to New York as his agent.
Strange. It's very strange.
I'll tell Mr. Beaumont you're here.
Yeah.
It's all right, isn't it, Doctor?
Oh, I guess so. You see, I've only met Mr. Beaumont once or twice, but he never struck me like a man that would take the trouble to play fairy godfather to a young couple like you. Unless...
Unless what, sir?
I suppose you'll think I'm a meddling old fool, but... You know, I'd feel a good deal better if you'd clear out of this place after you're married and have nothing more to do with Mr. Bowman.
The young people have arrived, sir, and Dr. Brunner. They're waiting in the reception hall.
Show them to their room and tell them I'm out.
Yes.
No, wait. Perhaps I'd better see them. It might look odd if I didn't.
Very odd, sir. Especially as Dr. Brunner is a trifle skeptical as to your motives, sir.
Never mind my motives. Has that other person sent word yet?
No, sir, not yet.
He's 24 hours late.
I wish you'd keep away from that man, sir. But what you're planning is dangerous.
Don't you suppose I know that, Silver? You don't seem to realize what this girl means to me. Why, I'd sacrifice anything I have in the world for her. And nothing matters if I can't have her.
I think you like Haiti. Most people that...
Oh, Madeline, I'm delighted to see you. Neil, you're more than welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Doctor, it is very kind of you, the busy man you are.
No, not at all. There's a native family live out here that I've been trying to see for a long time. After this young couple are safely married, I'll leave.
But surely you'll stay for dinner after the ceremony.
Oh, no, I must run along.
Well, that's a great pity. We had something very special prepared for this occasion. It was very good of you, Madeline, to humor the whim of a lonely man. There was so little time to prepare. I couldn't do half the things I wanted to do for you.
You've done more than enough already, Mr. Beaumont, for a comparative stranger. You've made us so happy, giving Neil a position in the state.
Neil?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm sure Neil will make a very good agent. But you must be tired after your drive. You'll get some rest. Silver! Silver will show you to your rooms.
This way, please.
Delighted to see you again, Monsieur Beaumont. Please. Please. I'm sorry that kept you waiting, monsieur. I have been on a journey, seeking men for my mill.
Men?
They work faithfully, and they are not worried about long hours. You could make good use of men like mine on your plantation.
No. That's not what I want.
Then perhaps you wish to talk about the young lady who came to your house this evening.
You've seen her? When?
On the road tonight. There was a young man with her.
They're to be married tonight. You've waited too long to do anything.
What do you want me to do?
If she were to disappear for a month,
And what do you hope to gain by her disappearance?
everything.
Everything. Do you think she will forget her lover in a month?
Just give me a month. One little month.
Not in a month. Nor even a year, monsieur. I have looked into her eyes. She is deep in love. But not with you.
They're to be married within an hour. There must be a way.
There is a way. The cost is heavy.
You give me what I want, and you may ask anything. No. Not that.
Only a pinpoint, Monsieur Beaumont, in a glass of wine, or perhaps a flower. Take it. The time is very brief. You must do your share if I am to help you. Keep it, monsieur. Keep it. You may change your mind. Send me word when you use it.
I'll find another way.
There is no other way.
Mademoiselle.
I love you, Madeline, more than anything else in this whole world, dear. Heaven or hell lies in this little moment for me. You can raise me up to paradise, or you can blast my world into nothingness. There's time even yet, dear. I can make you the envy of every woman. I'll give my life to make you happy. Oh, listen to me, dear, before it's too late.
Don't. Please.
Don't go into that room. We can be in Port-au-Prince in half an hour. There's a boat sailing at midnight.
You've been so wonderful. Don't spoil everything. Now.
One last gift before I lose you forever.
We are gathered together here in the sight of God and in the face of this company to join together this man, this woman in holy matrimony. Stay. This is the night of nights.
A toast to the bride, to beauty's queen. Gladly, my lord.
Leave but a kiss within the glass. Fair gypsy, read my fortune. What do you see in the glass?
I see happiness. I see love. Far more than you deserve.
Is that all?
No, I see.
What is it?
I see death.
Madeline. Madeline, what's wrong? Madeline, my dear, please.
Wait till something. She's Madeline. My wife.
Of his angels be with us evermore. Amen.
Zombies? Yes. They are my servants. Did you think we could do it alone? In their lifetime, they were my enemies. Legault, the witch doctor. Once my master. Secrets I tortured out of him. Bangerda, the swine, swollen with riches. He fought against my spells until the last. Him, yes, I have troubled at times. His Excellency Richard, once Minister of the Interior. Garcia, Brigand Chief. Marquis, Captain of Gendarmerie. And this is Chauvin, the High Executioner, who almost executed me. I took them, just as we will take this one. But what if they regain their souls? They would tear me to pieces. And that, my friend, shall never be.
Madeline.
Madeline!
Oh, there you are, ghoulies. I hope you're enjoying tonight's horrifying melodrama. That's right, White Zombie on Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater. Horrifying melodrama. Melodrama. We don't really use that word anymore, but in the early days of the TV Guide, they would list the horror movies as melodramas.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they were. Before they called them. Then they started calling them thriller, and later on they adapted to horror.
Okay, I didn't know that little bit of history.
Yeah, well, that would be back in the WGN Creature Feature days, which is what exposed me to the Universal Classics.
Right.
That's what Creature Feature really was, and that was on WGN out of Chicago.
Okay.
Same station that had Bozo Circus and everything. So, once seeing the Frankenstein films and Dracula, that was it. It was. I was going to be a fan of those movies for the rest of eternity.
Oh, absolutely. Here we are.
Yeah, here we are in eternity. I had seen a lot of. I probably saw my first sort of monster stuff on shows like Lost in Space and that sort of thing. But later on, when I grew a little bit older, then I stayed up late with the babysitter. And she put on Creature Feature. It was a life-changing event, I have to admit.
Oh, it's awesome.
All those great movies, and I've been watching a lot of the Universal Classics. You can't get too far away from those.
No.
You need to see those all the time. They're such treasure, such great scripts, great actors, and of course, great sets when they actually used to build the sets. I still love that idea. I don't like the, obviously, CGI is a bore. The fun of building the set, and that's all part of the Halloween season too, is that, people who build their yard displays and whatnot. It's a hands-on thing. I think it's very good therapy. It's like artwork.
And it's so exciting to actually see it come to life at the end of everything.
Exactly. Just like my haunted manor.
Yes.
Out at the Jerry Smith Pumpkin Farm. Big move out there, ghoulies. If you didn't know, we moved the spot. It's at Jerry Smith's, but it's much bigger now.
Really?
And I had to rebuild the haunted house, and the other one got torn down.
Every year it gets better and better, though.
Right. And I like the idea of the haunted house as a personality too. The haunted manor is in itself an actor at My Haunted House, the Haunted Manor.
Absolutely.
Old school. We do it farmer style at Jerry Smith's. So get right back into it now. That's right. White Zombie on Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater. The Halloween season is upon us.
There's two explanations that strike me. Either the body was stolen by members of a death cult that use human bones in their ceremonies, or else...
Or else what?
She's not dead.
Not dead? Are you mad? I saw her die. The doctor signed a certificate. I saw them bury her.
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm not mad. But I've lived in these islands for a good many years. And I've seen things with my eyes that made me think I was crazy. There's superstitions in Haiti that the natives brought here from Africa. Some of them can be traced back as far as ancient Egypt. And beyond that yet, in the countries that was old when Egypt was young.
Yes, but what has that to do with Madeline? I kissed her as she lay there in the coffin. And her lips were cold.
Let me explain. Now, just a minute. I'll explain. Wherever there is a superstition, you will find there is also a practice. Now, do you remember what your driver told you the night he took you to Beaumont's house?
Oh, about those horrible creatures we saw.
Yeah.
He said they were corpses,
Yeah.
taken from their grave.
That's it. Now, wait. Now, that's the superstition. Now for the practice. The ghouls that steal the dead corpses from the graves are supposed to put them there in the first place.
Do you mean that Madeline was murdered so that somebody could steal her dead body? Ah, nonsense.
No. Not her body, yes, but not her dead body. That's what I mean.
Well, surely you don't think she's alive in the hands of natives? Oh, no, better dead than that.
Excuse me, please. Have you got a match? Thank you.
You don't believe that, do you?
Say, there's been lots of people that's been pronounced dead that came alive again and lived for years. Now, if nature can play pranks like that, why isn't it possible to play pranks with nature?
Oh, I don't know.
Your driver believed he saw dead men walking. He didn't. What he saw was men alive and everything but this and this.
Oh, the whole thing has me confused. I just can't understand it.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I've been trying for years to get to the bottom of this thing. To separate what you call fact from fiction. The law of Haiti acknowledges the possibility of being buried alive. Here it is in the penal code. I'll read it for you. It's in French. Do you speak French?
No.
Excuse me, please. Have you got a match?
Right here. Here's one.
Oh, thank you. I didn't see it. I'll translate it for you, if you should fail. Article 749. The use of drugs or other practices which produce lethargic coma or lifeless sleep shall be considered attempted murder.
Yes.
Attempted.
Yes, I see.
Yeah, all right, now wait. If the person has been buried alive, the act should be considered murder, no matter what result follows.
Beaumont. Say, you said that you couldn't understand why he was so interested in us. Do you think he did this?
No. No, I think it's native work. Native work, exactly. Of course, if you want to, we can go to Beaumont's house first. If I can get my hands on the devil that's responsible for this, I'll make him such an example that every witch doctor in Haiti will be shaken in his sandals.
But we can't do this alone. Can't the authorities help?
Authorities. Neil, my boy, you don't know these islands. The native authorities are afraid to meddle. I'm not. I got friends among the natives. They'll tell me things that no gendarme could ever get out of. Because I'm a preacher, they think I'm a magician. Before we get through with this thing, we may uncover sins that even the devil would be ashamed of. Oh, these witch doctors.
Madeline. Foolish things. They can't bring back the light to those eyes. I was mad to do this. But if you'd have smiled on me, I'd have done anything for you, given you anything. I thought that beauty alone would satisfy. But the soul is gone. I can't bear those empty, staring eyes. Oh, forgive me, Madeline, forgive me. I can't bear it any longer. I must take you back.
Back to the grave, monsieur?
No. You must put the light back into her eyes and bring laughter to her lips. She must be gay and happy again.
You paint a charming picture, monsieur. One that I should like to see myself.
You must bring her back.
Aren't you a trifle afraid, monsieur? How do you suppose those eyes will regard you when the brain is able to understand?
Better to see hatred in them than that dreadful emptiness.
Perhaps you're right. It would be a pity to destroy such a lovely flower. Let's drink to the future of this flower. A glass of wine?
Silver, bring wine. We have a toast to drink.
To the future, monsieur. Only a pinpoint, monsieur, in a flower, or perhaps a glass of wine.
Devil, what are you trying to do to me?
I have other plans for mademoiselle. And I'm afraid you might not agree. I have taken a fancy to you.
monsieur. Silver! Silver!
To the future, monsieur.
Vulture. You. No, not that. Not that.
They ought to be picking up an old witch doctor around here pretty soon. His name is Pierre. I've known him for years. He's a great old fella. I don't know just where we'll find him.
Come, son. There are evil spirits in the road. I will give you an awanga. And here is one for the up. Young man, he's sick with fever.
Yes. Hey, wait a minute. We can't afford to have you sick. Neil, why don't you go over there? We got a hard day before us tomorrow. Now then, Pierre, come on. He's gone. We can talk.
It is a dangerous thing you asked me to do.
Oh, well, now listen here, you know. We're old friends, you and me, and I want to go on.
Turn back before it is too late.
Oh, no. I've come too far to turn back now.
I'm too old to go all the way with you.
Well, listen. Can't you get somebody to go with us?
My people are afraid of the mountain
Why?
because it is called the land of the living dead.
Well, have you ever been there?
I am the only man that ever came from there alive. There is an evil spirit man that is called murder. Come, I will tell you all about what it is. vultures. Just as old Pierre said, a cloud of vultures always hovers over the house of the living dead.
Madeline. Is she there?
No.
Oh, I must go and see.
No. Kneel, my boy. Please, lie down and rest. Please. You'll feel stronger in the morning. You rest. Let me go up and see what I can do.
Why is she so restless tonight? Perhaps she remembers something. They never remember anything when they are like that. No? Because Miss Cato.
Madeline.
No. I can't. You must. It's your turn. Let's run away. He might hear you. No, I can't stand it. I'm going to run away. He'll find you and make you like her.
Can you still hear me? It is unfortunate you are no longer able to speak. I should be interested to hear you describe your symptoms. see, you are the first man to know what is happening. None of the others did. You refused to shake hands once. I remember. Well, well. We understand each other better now.
Wow, this is really getting interesting here. There's a lot of confusion here, and, well, Bela Lugosi is responsible for it, I suppose. Powerful acting here, and that particular scene of him doing this number, that's ended up in a couple other movies. I think that Rob Zombie used that scene, and of course Ed Wood used that. Tim Burton's movie Ed Wood used that scene in it.
Yeah, you see it around a lot more. Once you pick it up, you start noticing it.
Right. And of course, Tim Burton's Ed Wood movie, even some of the most profound Tim Burton fans don't realize that this movie called Ed Wood exists.
You know, honestly, I'm a good fan of him, and I didn't really realize it, so we'll have to look into that.
You must see this movie. You must see this movie.
Oh, I love him.
And many people agree. Some people think it's Tim Burton's best.
Oh, wow. I'm
Really?
very excited now.
How about Frankenweenie? Did you see that one?
I've seen bits and pieces.
Yeah,
but
that one's kind of hard to find or see. It's not out there so much, and that was a great movie. I was hoping that was going to be Oscar material right there.
I remember seeing it advertised when I was a little younger, and I really liked it.
Of course, Martin Landau did land an Oscar for his portrayal of Bela Lugosi in that Ed Wood movie.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. He did an outstanding job. Of course, Rick Baker came through with the makeup on that. They had him do a lot of things. It was a lot of simple things, though. I believe they did the nose. They did the Bela nose. And they did the cleft in the chin. Okay, that was makeup appliances. But the most interesting one is Bela Lugosi has a real thin upper lip. Martin Landau, on the other hand, has a very full upper lip. So they had to make an appliance to go over his lip to make it look... Well, that using that in makeup style. They used real old school makeup on him for that too, as well. And obviously, they obviously pinpointed a lot of key shots of Lugosi and used them to, with Martin Landau. I think they even kind of copied Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein's version of Bela Lugosi.
Okay, yeah.
Of course, he made that film. Certainly made that film.
Absolutely.
Anyway, though, we are in the middle of White Zombie. Actually, we're approaching the exciting conclusion of White Zombie, so we better let that happen. So get right back to it now. Who knows what's next for Bela Lugosi? White Zombie, Gurus.
Madeline, I found you. You're alive. Alive. What's the matter? It's I, Neil. Oh, my darling. What have they done to you?
you, my friend, they are the angels of death.
Don't you know me, dear? It's Neil.
I could swear for a moment she recognized you. Come on, don't let him get away.
Madeline, my darling.
I dreamed.
Excuse me, please. Have you got a match?
All right, Ghoulies, I hope you enjoyed tonight's horrifying feature, White Zombie, as much as I did. That was a great one, wasn't it?
I really enjoyed it. It was time to be seen again for me.
Well, the black and white early films really have a creepiness quite of their own. Probably the original Dracula with Bela Lugosi is a prime example of this because they did not have the technology yet to put sound in movies. They had talking sound, but to have a musical score as well as the dialogue, they weren't up to speed on that yet.
Okay.
So that's what made Dracula so creepy, is the lack of music.
Right, how very eerily it...
Yes, and I like the restrained camera motion of the original Dracula. I know they say the Spanish version was much more exciting the way they shot, but I think it was a little bit over the top.
Yeah.
And people have this idea, though, that the cameras back in that early filmmaking were like not able to move around a lot, and that's not true at all. They could be very fluid with them. But I think that restrained camera footage of the Bela Lugosi Dracula, I think that suits it along with the silence in the background, and really makes that effect.
Yeah.
does. Also, quite interesting, as a young kid and other audiences too were creeped out by the lack of music in Dracula. So were the audiences in the time, even though they hadn't been exposed to a talking film. But what they had exposed and were used to, they were used to people playing music with the silent movie. So they too experienced the weird feeling of the absence of music in the film, even in its time. So that is really quite interesting. Another film that's, of course, The Picture of Dorian Gray, which I really love. That was done in 1945, when I'm sure plenty of advances in camera work had been done, and they restrain that camera, and it's very still at times, and it really, again, it gives that creepy feeling, but it also makes the film seem like it's older than it is.
Yeah, I didn't realize that's when they made it.
Yeah.
It's because of that effect.
Right,
you know?
It seems like it would have been made in the 30s. Another great film, The Picture of Dorian Gray. Hopefully they'll be running some good ones on regular television, but we want you to stick with the Crimson Theater. So, anyway, it's off to Pumpkin Fun. Hope to see you out there, ghoulies. Own entrance, too. That's an important thing. So, we'll see you next time on Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater.
On one college campus, 5 students converge on one class.
Oh, this was a class on Poe, not some sort of psych class.
I figured since it's the weekend, we could get started right away.
Saying this guy's an ass clown.
Where the hell do you think I'm from?
We don't know. You won't tell us.
Focus, people.
So he buried an axe in her skull. He then does what any sane gentleman would do. Walls her up in the basement.
You got something to say, Midnight?
On that note, go.
People get away with things all the time, right?
Quiet!
It seems that Dr. Lynch has taken an unexpected and indefinite leave of absence.
Lynch's body was discovered in a forest on the western edge of the campus grounds.
And Sister Mary says, that's a hard one.
I dismembered the corpse and hid it within the floorboards.
Thanks for tuning in to Channel 14, Kenosha Community Television. Remember to tune into my program, Just Talkin', shown right here, Tuesday and Wednesday nights at 8:30 p.m. until 9 p.m. on Channel 14. On the program, we cover community events, talk to nonprofit organizations, and who knows, we may bump into a celebrity now and then. So remember to tune in to Just Talkin' Tuesday and Wednesday nights at 8:30 p.m. right here on Channel 14.
Kenosha Community Media. Kenosha Community Media serving the greater Kenosha area for over 30 years. Kenosha Community Media is your TV station. You are Kenosha Community Media.
Late at night, the doctors and the TV crew give them a fright. The movies are cheesy and so's the host. Look out, honey, here's 13 ghosts. And Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater, Bill the Monster, Eater. And Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater, Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater, please, come on. Crimson Theater, have a horrifying week, coolies. Thanks for coming.
Love you, dearest.
Screaming relaxes me so.